Hi friends, as part of Civilspedia, we will be discussing current affairs topics for 30th September 2018. Today's topics are Sabarimala verdict, Periyar Tiger Reserve, HDI and SAARC. We will start with Sabarimala verdict, the recent Supreme Court judgment about banning the entry of women into the Sabarimala temple in Kerala. Sabarimala temple, it is considered as the abode of Lord Ayyappa, and it is located in the Periyar Tiger Reserve in the Western Ghat mountain ranges of Pathanamthitta district in Kerala. And the temple, it prohibits the entry of women in their menstruating years, that is between the ages of 10 and 50. So the women in this age group is prohibited from the entering into the temple. Now, the Travancore Devasam Board or the TDB, it is the legal authority to manage the Sabarimala temple administration, and this board, it relies on Article 26 of the Constitution, which says that it guarantees a religious denominations the right to manage its own internal religious affairs. Based on this article, the board prohibits the entry of the women into the temple, saying that it is the custom that is followed in the temple. Now recently, also apart from this board, the rules, Rule 3B of the Kerala Hindu Places of Public Worship Authorization of Entry Rules 1965 Public Worship Rules, these rules also prohibit the entry of women. The rule says that it allows the exclusion of women from public places of worship if the exclusion is based on custom. So if it's based on the custom, the rule says that the exclusion of women is approved. Recently, Supreme Court, it has given its verdict about this case, and it took the ban on the entry of women into this temple. That is, now women of all ages are allowed to enter into the temple. The court said that the provision of the Kerala Hindu Places of Public Worship Rules 1965 has violated the right of Hindu women to practice religion and also the fundamental right of a Hindu woman to offer worship at a place of her choice. This is because the right to worship is equally available to the men and women, and prohibiting the women of a particular age group into the temple, it is violating the right to worship of the women. And the court opined that patriarchy cannot trump freedom to practice religion. And it said that exclusion on the grounds of biological and physiological features like menstruation was unconstitutional because it was violative of the right to equality and the dignity of the women. The court also said that prohibition, it is a kind of untouchability towards menstruating women. Now this judgment, it was passed by the constitutional bench, that is a bench consisting of 5 judges, and the judgment was given on a proportion of 4:1. That is, 4 judges, they supported, they lifted the ban, while the lone women judge, she opposed it. She said that the determination of what constituted an essential practice in a religion should not be decided by judges on the basis of their personal viewpoint. She also said that the essentiality of a religious practice or custom had to be decided within the religion. But the majority of the judges supported lifting of this ban, and now women from all ages have the right to enter this temple. That's all about this judgment. Our next topic is Periyar Tiger Reserve. This Periyar Tiger Reserve, it is a part of the Periyar National Park, and it spreads into 3 districts in Kerala, that is the Kottayam district, Pathanamthitta district and Idukki district. You can see this is the Periyar National Park, and the Periyar Tiger Reserve, it is a part of this national park. It is near Thekadi in Idukki district of Kerala, and the name, it is named after the Periyar river. Earlier it was in a wildlife sanctuary, and it was in 1978 that it was declared as a tiger reserve. Now the major rivers that flows through the reserves are Mullayar and Periyar. It also includes the Cardamom Hills in the Western Ghats, and it is in the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Apart from being a tiger reserve, this is also a noted elephant reserve. Now, it forms the major watershed of two important rivers of Kerala, that is Periyar and Pamba. You know, watershed means it's a region that separates two water bodies. So this reserve, it is a watershed between Periyar and Pamba. Now the reserve, it has a lot of rare, endangered and endemic species. Some of the species are listed here. You don't have to remember all the species, but some endangered and endemic species you have to remember, like this barking deer, Nilagiri langur, lion-tailed macaque, then Malabar giant squirrel, etc. This kind of endangered and endemic species has been asked in prelims, so you have to remember where they are present in our country. This picture, it shows some of the tiger reserves in India. From prelims perspective, when you study tiger reserves, you have to see where it is located, if there is any particular river flowing through it, then which are the major or the rare endemic species present in those reserves. Coming to our next topic, it is Human Development Index. It is a part of the Human Development Report published by the United Nations Development Program. And this report, this index, it is brought to emphasize the importance of people and their capabilities in analyzing the development of a country rather than the economic growth. Now, it's a composite index. It assesses the progress in three dimensions of human development. And these three dimensions are health, knowledge, and standard of living. In health, it is measured by the life expectancy at birth. In knowledge, it is measured by mean years of education. And standard of living, it is measured by per capita gross national income in PPP. That is the purchasing power parity. So this figure shows the dimensions, the indicators and the dimension index. So under the health, it has the life expectancy at birth, from which the life expectancy index is made. In knowledge, you have expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling. Expected years of schooling for the children in the school coming age, and mean years of schooling for adults of 25 years. And from this, the education index is prepared. And then you have the gross national per capita gross national income expressed in the PPP. And from that, the GNI index is calculated. And from all these three, the Human Development Index is calculated. Recently, the HDI was published, and India, it ranks 130 out of 189 countries in the latest human development rankings. If you see from 1990 to 2016, our HDI value, it has increased from 0.427 to 0.640. This shows that we are increasing, our value, HDI value is increasing, but the major area of concern are inequality and gender gap. So this remains a major concern for India. If you see, the mean years of schooling for females in India were estimated at 4.8 years in 2017. This is even lower than Malaysia and Indonesia. So these are the major concerns for India. So that's about HDI. Our next topic is SAARC. SAARC, or the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. It is established with the signing of the SAARC Charter in Dhaka on 8th December 1985. And the member states of SAARC are, this figure shows the member states. They are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. The main objectives of this organization, it is to promote the welfare of the people of South Asia and to accelerate the economic growth of this region. Also promote and strengthen collective self-reliance among the countries of South Asia, as well as strengthening the collaboration between other countries. Now, the meetings of the heads of the state or government of member state, it is the highest decision-making authority under SAARC. And they meet every 2 years, and one of the member states will be hosting the meeting. It is according to the alphabetical order. And the last SAARC summit, it was held in 2014 in Kathmandu. And in 2016, it was supposed to held in Pakistan. But in 2016, India boycotted the 2016 SAARC summit, because of the support that Pakistan gives to the terrorist activities in India. And after that, the terrorists attacked the Indian army base in Uri in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, in the recent SAARC foreign ministers meeting, the external affairs ministers of India, she said that an atmosphere of peace and security was a prerequisite for economic development and cooperation in South Asia. She also said that even though we have boycotted the SAARC summit, according to our neighborhood first policy, we give top billing to ties with our neighbors. So that is about the SAARC summit. If you find this video useful, please like and share the video. Thank you for your time.